Shalom, shalom, and welcome to the Genesis 49ers page. Today's topic, it's going to be Sephardic, or the Sephardic, history of the Sephardic Jews, as you see on your screen. We're going to go over this topic and cover what happened to the Sephardic Jews after the Spanish and Portuguese expulsion of the Jews from those lands. Where did they go? And we're going to touch on Suriname, then we're going to touch on Jamaica and how they have a rich history of Sephardic Jewish contact. So, without further ado, let's commence. All right, first slide, Jews. A tradition exists with the Jewish community of Granada that they are from the inhabitants of Jerusalem, of the descendants of Judah and Benjamin. And that's from Rabbi Abraham ben David, and this is around the 11th and 12th century AD. And to your right, I have a picture of the Saracens. Now, the Saracens are described as non-Arab, non-Muslim inhabitants of Europe, right? And you can clearly see they're depicted as black. And the Jews also fall in that category of the Saracens because we were in those lands. We were in Spain, we were in Germany, Portugal, so on and so forth. And if you read about the Saracens, a lot of iconography, especially in France, you should see that the so-called white man and the Crusades and stuff like that were fighting against these people known as the quote-unquote Saracens. If you know the history of the Jews, we fought in the Moorish armies against the so-called white man, the Caucasian, the Edomite. All right, which I have a video actually going that's going to clear up that Edomite thing, so people that won't have any shadow of doubt who the Edomites are. We know they're the Caucasians. We know that they're descent from the Romans. We have historical facts and documents showing that. But that's for another time. Today we're dealing with the Sephardic Jews, and what I wanted to bring out is a tradition that exists with the Jewish community of Granada that they are from the inhabitants of Jerusalem, of the descendants of Judah and Benjamin. And that quote is by Rabbi Abraham ben David. Next slide. It says 1492. In the year 1492, the Jews were forcibly expelled from Spain, which dispersed many of the Jews to North Africa, Holland, and America, and etc. Today we're going to be dealing with mostly Africa and America, and bringing out the history on that. And to the right, you see Daniel in stained glass in Augsburg, Germany, 12th century. What color is he? Black. Look at his beard. He's a black man. You can see in his hand where they were actually trying to, looks like they were trying to do some whitewashing, but they didn't finish the job. My theory is, which is the synagogue war. That's just my theory, my take on it. But I'm using these images so you can get in your head what these people look like. What did the Jews of antiquity and the medieval ages look like, so you can know who these people are when they left Spain and Portugal to the Americas and to the west coast of Africa and the islands of Cape Verde and so on and so forth. All right, we're dealing with Jamaica now, and as you can see, Jews to your right is a Jew, a brother that's in Jamaica in front of Sha'ar Shalom, which is the synagogue there. They understand they descend from Jews. To the left, you got the quote. It says, in Jamaica, there was a very large degree of Spanish and Portuguese Jews with Negroes, and today there is said to be a very large colored population bearing Jewish names. Why? Because they descend from those Spanish and Portuguese patriarchs that came from Spain. Came over here, mixed with the quote-unquote Negroes, because we're going to bring out that the Spanish and Portuguese were black as well, or quote-unquote Negroes, which is just a color, it's not a race, right? So this is their posterity. But what happens is later on in history, you have the Ashkenazis coming over, which are the pale Caucasian Jews you see now. They come from Khazarian descent. They're converts, come over and basically trying to rule all of the synagogues or whatnot. But this is from Maurice Fishberg, The Jews, page 149. You know, she he brought out a lot of good information about the quote-unquote Negro Jews, and how he comes to the consensus that the Jews actually come from a Negroid or quote-unquote African descent, and that's where they originate from. He has a lot of good information in his book, but it's also distorted with white supremacy and today's notion that the white people over there in our land are Israelites, which we know they're converts, they're fakes, they're not the real authentic Jews. With that, let's keep it moving. Again, Jews. About 150 years ago, a new half-breed colony was constituted in the neighborhood of Suriname, which was a result of intermarriage between Jews and Negroes. Maurice Fishberg, the Jews, page 149 again. So in Suriname, you have a large colony. And this book was written in 1915, so you go back 115 years. What's that, 1800s, set about 1750, around that era? You had a lot of quote-unquote Negroes, and by Negroes he means those slaves, which could be an Indian or a slave from West Africa, Igbo, Angolian, whatever. They had intermarried, and a lot of paternal passage came from that, and leniency came from that. So a lot of them understood that they were a Jew, okay, which restored them of their nationality, because a lot of our people coming off those boats, they lost their nationality.